Now we've done it. Now we've done it. We did it appropriately. Hey everyone, thank you for coming and checking out Aikeon if you're here with us in chat. For those of us that have been following along on YouTube, because we seem to have a little YouTube following for the show, that's very cool and fun, and yeah. Thank you for the comments on YouTube. Okay, so tonight we were going to try to finish this campaign tonight, but I don't think that's going to happen because we've gotten off to a late start. So you might get one more session out of us. But when we left our heroes last time, hey Darkside, when we left our heroes last time, we were in Spellreach Tower. You had found the spiral staircase that's lifted by the undead ogre to reach the higher levels of the tower. But before you could climb to such heights, you were jumped by none other than Captain Highhall and a few men, and they informed you that, well, Captain Highhall informed you that he was working with Clava, and that he was sort of a henchman of hers, and that he also said that, I mean, you have no proof of this one way or another, but he implied that Marshton and your family and friends that had been left behind there had been overrun by the orcs in the swamp, and that your time was coming. We found a couple things here in Spellreach Tower. We found a sort of a demonstration of what maybe happened in the solar system, as far as a model that was magically activated that walked us through the steps of the sun going supernova and then falling back into a white dwarf planet. And that there's some sort of magical barrier protecting this world from just total outright annihilation, and that 5 orbs, sunstones, fell, and obviously Lumen is in possession of one of them. So you guys were going to take a long rest. I'm talking 5th edition terms. You guys were going to rest after the battle with Highhall, correct? We retreated back to the kitchen by the looks of it?
Yes.
The armory.
Rested for a long time.
Okay.
The halfling armory.
The halfling armory, that's right.
The gnomish armory.
Yes, my pots and pans. Destruction.
And this will be your second rest here in the tower. So you've actually spent a couple days here in the base of the tower. And during that time, a couple of you, I think, or maybe it was just Finn, has heard buildings collapsing out in the city, and there's something going on around the tower, but you're just not sure what that is. Okay, so let's assume we've had a sleep. What did we do with the guard that we had captured of Captain Highhall? Is he with you still, or did?
Yes,
I think
he's joined us.
Converted him to the cause.
Yeah.
Okay.
For you Star Trek fans, he's wearing a red shirt.
And I think I was on watch when I heard that crashing, and I didn't wake anyone, but I alerted everybody in the morning when they woke up.
Yeah, you made them aware that you had heard it.
Yeah.
Last watch.
And Lullaby has got Captain Highhall's sword. We gave that to him.
Yes, and for sake of keeping the game moving, we can just record that as a +1 longsword, so that we don't have to constantly go, it's the magic one. What does it do?
On it.
Now, how badly messed up are you two? I know that there's 2 of you. You 2 ladies are pretty messed. Who's down to 1 hit point?
I'm at 5. That's
You're
my
at
normal.
You're
Yeah,
at 5.
Someone
Yeah,
is
because you healed me and I
scarred.
slept. Yeah, I'm also scarred.
Oh, okay.
I got 2 eyes.
Lumen, how bad are you? You're down to 1 hit point, and Brad, how bad are you?
Well, just a sec. When we sleep overnight, everyone gains a hit point back. So let's do that. If you have not done so, that is your 1 hit point. Okay, never mind. Okay, and I'm gonna say that the guardsman that's with you, we're gonna call him Dwayne.
Yes.
Dwayne.
Give his name, Dwayne
Johnson?
Let's call him Jostin.
Dwayne dies soon.
Let's call him Dwayne Jostin.
Jostin.
Dwayne.
Not Dwayne die soon?
Dwayne Jostin.
Dwayne die soon?
You sure it's not Dwayne die soon?
Dwayne, we'll call him the Shrub. Dwayne the Shrub Jostin. And
Could be like a rock.
Dwayne the Pebble.
Yeah. Dwayne the Stone. Dwayne the Stone. Stone Johnson. Dwayne the Stone Johnston.
Yeah.
Jostin. I don't know. We're just gonna call him Dwayne. So Dwayne probably, you know, Finn, you maybe know a little bit about Dwayne. Like you've maybe seen him around. He's not a total stranger to you. Okay. So yeah. So is Dwayne tied up at night? Is that what we're doing?
I don't think
No.
we need to do that.
No, I don't think we need to do that.
Okay. Dwayne, I don't know if you remember, but Dwayne had kind of seen the error of his ways, that he had made some blind choices, and yeah. Okay, so the morning,
mechanical question.
Yeah.
My prime requisite is intelligence, and I have a concussion, which is -2 for my intelligence.
That's right.
It puts me down to 11. Am I able to cast?
Yes, you're still okay. You're still okay.
How long did the concussion last for?
3 days, I think.
3 days.
Oh, because I think we were asleep for 2 or something.
Well, no, she just... Yeah,
I guess.
Lumen just got that, so... Okay. So, everyone gets their 1 hit point back if they haven't put that on their character sheet already. And, Turner, you have a spell if you'd like to use it.
Yes, that's what I'm trying to determine. Who's worse off? Is anyone as bad as Lumen? Lumen's only got the 1. Brad, how many you got? I think you got hit pretty bad, didn't you?
Yeah, but I think I still had 5 hit points unless I didn't put that
Okay.
in correctly. So
I'm gonna
we're just
cast heal on. I'm gonna cast Cure Light Wounds on Lumen then. So let's
Well,
just go
someone
there.
unconscious then. Someone else went unconscious.
Oh, I was unconscious, wasn't I?
Brad was unconscious,
Yeah,
yeah.
I thought
I
Brad...
probably didn't have 5
But I
hit
think
points then.
you got healed.
I haven't been unconscious for at least a day and a half, so I'm good.
Okay, so the lowest person, the person with the lowest hit points is Lumen, right?
Yeah.
And that's who I'll
Yes.
cast the spell on.
That's fine.
And that's
A D6
What, a
plus
1D?
1.
Yeah. So D6. D6 plus 1, that gives you a whopping 3 hit points.
Well,
Okay.
better than a kick in the... You know what?
Yeah. Sorry. Didn't roll that well.
Eye. In the eye.
Kick in the eye.
In the eye.
So you
No,
should be
that's
up to 4 now.
probably- That's
Sorry,
great.
Brad.
Okay.
Mhm.
So, we're not going to go through all the night watches, but I will tell you that over the night watches, everyone can hear a few things going on. There are the continuous sounds of buildings collapsing. Not really quickly together, but like you hear a building collapse and then maybe later in the night you hear another building collapse. And everyone has now started to hear the sounds of orcish war drums. They're not close. Like, they're not right outside the tower. But there's something going on outside.
You guys think orcs are trying to raid the city?
Nah.
They got to go through all that undead, so that'll keep them busy for a while. So we got some time. We should probably go to that stairwell now, we're all rested up.
I'm ready. So before I do anything, I'm gonna put on that regalia over my armor,
Yes.
and I'm gonna make sure I have that shield handy,
Yes.
and the eye shield and the +1 longsword, and that's now my kind of my go-to thing. And unless someone else has a strong opposition, I'll lead the way. In case we bump into something that we can gain just maybe a couple seconds or a surprise or something like that if they're unaware of what it is. I'm going to invent past phrases and code words and things like speak in orc, whatever it is,
Perfect.
just to try to buy us some time. And I'll use my infravision. And Jeremy, I'm going to check for traps and look for secret doors as I go.
Okay.
I'll roll periodically, and you can whatever. It doesn't matter.
No, that's fine. Let's move you here, and we'll. So you guys mount the stairs, and the ogre starts winding it up.
Oh my god, I forgot about the stairs.
Yeah, it literally just rises like a corkscrew. More and more stairs, either that were buried, and it's a very tall cylinder, or there is some magic obviously happening here that because there's just some things that would not work as far as physics go. So I'm gonna move you guys up to where you arrive. And I'll move you here. So, the stairs finally rise into a circular chamber. And there are alcoves all around the chamber. And there are 12, I believe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. There are 12 at the clock positions, essentially. Slabs of stone, like you saw downstairs, that had the 5 carved into them. The 5 are not carved into them here. They are flat, very precise. There's a precision in their cutting. Like they all are, you're sure they're all pretty much identical. And each of them has a rune of some type on them. No rune is the same. You also notice that the stone is not varied like it was downstairs. All of it here is sort of that gray granite associated with the stone that that clava is associated to. So there's 12 of them, and as I said, each one has a different rune on it. Down here, I'm going to just move your thing here a bit. So down to sort of the southeast, there is an archway leading into a secondary tower. You can see stairs rising, but you can also see that there are, bookshelves and things like that within.
Right. When I get to the top of the stairs, I'm going to take a circuit around the staircase just so I can check out the alcoves and the different stones.
Yep.
And then I'm going to do that stuff right there.
So as you move about, the stones are non-reactive. Nothing changes about them. Sure enough, they are all cut, and you also notice they are not touching the wall. They are freestanding.
They are touching the floor?
They are touching the floor, yes. And
floating.
This chamber rises a good 30 to 40 feet, and the stones are, they're almost 20 feet tall, so very narrow and not very thick. And they just and as I said, the cut on them is perfect. You think that every single stone here has been identically cut.
I see anything with my infravision, any heat sources, look up and into the alcoves.
Yeah, you don't see any sort of heat sources. However, as you round the room, you maybe catch a bit of movement in this secondary tower. Something like a shadow, maybe something dark, something without form, just sort of passes your peripheral vision, and as you look in with your infravision, everything in there is like you don't see any heat.
Like the opposite of heat.
Yes, the tower actually appears, that smaller tower appears a few degrees cooler than where you're currently standing.
All right, I whisper carefully to the group to be aware thought I saw something in this direction.
Can Ketris read the runes that are on these?
Yeah, he's looking about at them quite curiously. He's maybe even moved over to the one at the 12 o'clock position, and he's looking it up and down, and he's a little baffled as to what they are. You can hear him sort of talking under his breath. 12 of them, clock positions, strange runes. We may need to cast some sort of magic to read these runes. But he's sort of just talking to himself as opposed to anyone specifically as he looks them over.
I can't.
I'm gonna tell him, if you can do it, then do it, because I prepared something to protect myself today. Probably should have done yesterday.
Okay, so
I'm just gonna.
Lumen, as you do that, as you sort of maybe talk out to Ketris, not even sort of thinking, you've just stepped a little closer, and when you get sort of up to Ketris and in range of this stone at 12 o'clock, you feel a vibration from the sunstone, and the rune begins, like a light begins to trace through the rune, and slowly but surely it lights up and begins to glow, a dim yellowy light against a very dark gray stone.
Maybe read it quickly so that you can tell me what the heck I'm doing to it.
Read faster.
So he
Make magic happen.
Decipher faster.
Come on,
Ketris does know read magic, so he casts read magic, and again sort of looks about at the runes, and then he tells you that he thinks these are an ancient set of way gates. That they
They can teleport us from one spot to another?
They could be opened, and you could step through them, and you would move from here in Spellreach Tower to wherever the gate opened.
That could be worse, though.
Do you know where they open?
He says, perhaps I could hazard a guess with these runes and their meaning. As he moves about, he starts to name off, like he finds, specifically he finds 5 of them, 4 of them, at the cardinal positions, the north, south, east, and west, and he believes that these runes lead to the other 4 of the 5. That there is a rune for, we talked a little bit about them last time, there's a rune for Rulin the Ice Reaver, there's a rune for Zenorum the Ancient, there's one for Mazora the Vermin Lord, Locasta the Dragon. He says that this is a magic that was lost to the world long ago. We thought the 5 destroyed these stones. It would seem Clava has gathered a number of them here. And if Lumen sort of moves around a bit, you find that same thing, that the stone kind of vibrates and engages each rune, but as you move away from one, that rune, the light disappears from within the rune and reappears in the closest rune that you're to.
Okay, while this is happening, I'm just gonna keep my eye on the hallway where the shadow was,
Okay.
just to make sure.
That's-
Let the smarter people and let the wizards and that do their bit, and I'm just gonna do the guard
What
thing.
am I gonna do?
Turner, can you give me a let's do a wisdom check.
Oh, that's one of my single best attribute. I would love to give you a wisdom check.
So
Okay.
wise.
You're so smart.
Do I add my modifiers to it?
Yes,
I think if
Marty.
you just go onto your character sheet and click the dice that's beside wisdom,
Okay.
it should do the roll for us.
Oh, see,
Yeah.
I got a success.
Okay, so as you look sort of into that, past that alcove, and into that sort of smaller tower. So if you can imagine, Spellreach has this very large, thick tower, which you guys are in. And then it has sort of another tower sort of stuck right to the side of that rises higher. And that's what the smaller tower that sort of Turner's looking into the alcove of. And Turner, you can... there's something unnatural that way. The shadows are a little too thick. The temperature, you can maybe even feel a bit of a chill coming from that room. You don't have good things to. You just have a gut. The wisdom check was just sort of to get a gut check from you being a cleric. You just feel like that's a bad. There's bad juju in there.
Okay. I'm gonna get my holy symbol out. I'm gonna be prepared to turn
Okay.
whatever comes out that door. And I'm just gonna kind of let the people know, like, keep doing what you're doing, but we probably have some undead people waiting for us in the next room. I've got the door.
Can you flash
I'll
them?
go that direction too. I'll swap my glowing spear for longsword.
Okay. As you're all doing that, Dwayne has even kind of he's noticed Turner watching and Lullaby watching the archway, and Dwayne has also turned his attention there. Ketris is still firmly looking at the stones that are standing about the room, and when you get up close to the stones, you almost feel like they're going to tip. Like they're ridiculously tall. They're 20 feet tall. They're only 5 feet wide at the base. Like they should be very top heavy, and you're almost afraid to touch them for fear they would tip. So those of you watching that archway, nothing comes from it, but as I said, Turner, you just got a bad vibe from it, and Lullaby, you're pretty sure you saw something move in there.
I'm just gonna get the three of us to all lock
Sure.
shields and make a shield wall, just so we can be prepared to plug the gap.
Okay.
I think we should deal with whatever that is first before we try going through portals. Or opening
Just keep
portals.
doing what you're doing. I think whatever you're doing hasn't alerted that thing yet, and you might find a reason why we don't have to go in there.
Okay.
That's kind of my thought.
If I go to the 12 o'clock stone and just get really close and like maybe even touch the stone
Touch
to the rune.
You touch like you reach out and touch it with your hand?
The sunstone.
Okay. So you come over and do that. You reach up, and as the sunstone touches the rune, there is this sort of force that emanates out from that stone, and there is an audible sort of very low boom, and around the sunstone, like the stone begins to almost melt and take on a watery type appearance. And it starts to spread across the whole stone. And then, those of you watching this room over here, a shadowy figure steps into the archway and raises a hand, and with that, the stone just reverts back. It's still glowing, but that sort of liquidy surface that had started to create itself fades away back to stone. I think I have a picture here of what stands in the doorway here, so just give me a moment.
Oh, I'm scared.
Sleep paralysis demon.
It's gonna be something that, like, we have to get rid of this thing or it won't let us out.
Oh, that's
Oh
nice.
gosh.
Oh,
Hello, hoodie that sits on the chair in the corner of my room.
That looks like a man in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
shit, he's gonna think you're a hobbit and think you got the
Yeah.
ring.
So
I left the towel on the doorknob.
this creature with red glowing eyes, made of shadow and mist more than anything real, floats into the archway and raises its hand and seems to almost have the ability to shut the stone off in front of you, Lumen. The liquefied surface dissipates, it goes back to stone, and even the rune starts to power down. And then in a very raspy voice you hear, "These stones belong to Clava, and only I may open the gate."
Did you open the gate?
Pretty please.
That's not a bad idea. Let Brad ask nicely. Can you open the gate, please? Actually, let's get Lumen to ask. Sorry, not Lumen. Lullaby. Ask him in Orcish to open the gate. Please.
He says, that the gate stones belong to Clava. I'm gonna say we all belong to Clava, and I.
You broke up on me a
And
bit
say
there.
we're long over. Where can we rest?
Okay, so you say that you belong to... Sorry, you broke up on me a bit. So you say that you belong to Clava and you're looking for a place to rest? Is that right? Did we lose John? Did you lose me?
We might have.
We had.
No, you're still there.
Okay.
No, I'm here. Can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
Yeah, we can hear you, John.
It's in and out.
Yeah. Sorry, I
That's
got
okay.
crazy. So we're in Texas, and there's a crazy winter storm warning. So I suspect we're in degraded ability to do anything. So
That's no problem. The Discord has been having some issues of recent too, so it could be that as well. So you're going to proclaim yourself as a servant of Clava, I assume? Is that what you said?
yes, sir.
Okay. He waves his hand at you and says, "I know the servants of Clava oh so well. I await the arrival of our Orcish warlord. Only then will I be allowed to open the gates." If you choose,
We're here to pave the way.
if you choose to rest here in the tower for his arrival, you are more than welcome.
We've got people chasing us. We have to get somewhere else to rest.
Is your name, Protector, that we may call you correctly,
In life, I was called
or
Kyle.
Gatekeeper?
Called Kyle.
I saw that label on the picture as X Kyle.
Now though, I serve as X-Kyle.
This is all your fault.
We're screwed.
This is worse than I ever imagined.
Remember the little journal we were perusing on the way here, and it was talked about some lich in the tower. Yeah.
You think you have the stats from your one shot?
I hope not. I don't think 5e blends well into first edition.
So he has no like mouth or anything like that. Just these red glowing eyes on sort of this wispy sort of head. There's some sort of like spiky crown. You know, he was obviously maybe some sort of dignitary here in the city prior to his passing, obviously. But he doesn't move to be aggressive or anything like that. He just stays sort of floating there in the doorway.
I don't know if this will work, but I have okay charisma, so we'll see what happens. I try to intimidate him by like stomping up to him holding the sunstone and kind of light it up in his face and be like, does this prove to you that we're the ones that are supposed to be here so you can let us through?
So as you do that, and the sun stone kind of bursts its light forward, the room lights up as bright as as daylight. There's a sort of a hissing shriek, and his form quickly flies back into the archway and up the stairwell higher into the tower.
You blew him away.
I'm gonna follow him.
Okay.
Really?
Does he make
darn.
any
All
noise
right.
like a balloon
Yeah, I don't-
being let go?
I don't feel afraid or anything. Yeah.
Didn't make that noise.
So as you move into this room, you can see the stairwell, and it winds around the inside of this narrow, spindly tower. There are, though, these alcoves here actually have windows, arched windows in them, and torn curtains sort of shift a little bit in the breeze from outside. There was, it appears, stained glass in these windows at some point, but much of it is cracked, broken, disappeared, like it's gone. And you can very clearly, from these openings, hear the sound of drums outside. And the sun, it's nighttime right now, so the sun is, what little light the sun gives is not there, and so the room's shadows are all the worse because there's no outside light shining in. Lullaby sees this wispy black mist rising up into the tower until it disappears through an opening to another level high above, maybe another 50 to 60 feet up.
Well,
Kyle,
what
come
about that bookcase?
back.
Yes, there is a bookcase in here.
I'll just stay on the stairs. Yeah, I'll stay on the stairs.
Okay. Lullaby moves to the steps. There is a bookcase in here, and the books seem a little, whereas downstairs everything looked like business oriented or sort of trophy oriented, like here's my bling, or or very like here's the workings of the tower, like payroll, things like that. This shelf has a totally different, this bookcase has a totally different appearance, and there are many books that appear of value, both historically and sort of culturally, for the people that would have lived here at some point. Their bindings are much more decorative, and there's some real worth in these books here. And there's also a number of books that pertain to the world as a whole, like books of maps and geography of the other continents, not just Glacia where you are, but as well as Rime and Korvac, the other two continents that are known of.
Okay, how about this, guys? I'll grab Dwayne. We'll stay at the stairs to block it. Let Lullaby go through the books, and let the two wizards and Brad mess around with those stones. Or Brad can stay with us. That way we can kind of get something done here, because those orcs are going to be here soon, and we need to decipher what those stones are, but we got to make sure that Kyle stays exactly where he is. And there might be something of interest, since Lullaby's a magic user as well. He might be able to find something of interest in those books.
Since
Finn, do you want to stay with us too to help guard the door in case that thing comes? Guard the stairway in case that thing comes down.
Sure, I could do that.
Now it's not noted here on the
Rip my
map.
pan.
It's not noted here on the map, but there's a old broken bed frame in here. It looks like something has smashed it. There's you know, a night table and things like that. This may have once have been Kyle's actual bed chamber. You're not sure.
now that he's run off, can I try to open the thing again?
Do you go back? Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, so you move back across and touch it, and the same thing happens. It lights up at first, and then you get closer and you put the sunstone on it, and then there's sort of this ripple effect, this low sort of boom, and you feel the stone sort of come to life, and the entire thing from floor to ceiling sort of takes on this very shiny, liquidy surface versus sort of like the stone was cut smooth as well, but you can just tell that it's no longer rock. It's sort of, you could maybe even push something into it. But once it goes the entire distance, like it's entirely like this now, from top to bottom. The stone just looks like this rippling, static liquid that's standing in this upright position. Nothing else occurs, and even with touching the stone to it, you don't feel like you put a bit of pressure on it. It doesn't feel like the stone wants to pass through.
Try throwing something in.
Can I throw one of my zillion daggers?
Sure.
See if
So
it-
you toss your dagger against it, and it hits it, and it doesn't sound like it hits stone. It's just sort of a dead thud as it sort of makes contact, and then it falls to the floor. And you know, Ketris and looks at you and says, "Perhaps the keeper of the tower has to. It's not enough just to have the stone, or just to have." He says, "If these are sort of these connecting waypoint stones that I spoke of, they would not have been powered by the sunstone. There would have been a different power source, but perhaps the sunstone is sort of mimicking a power source for them."
I think we either need to convince him to let us through or
Convince him.
convince him.
We could just walk
I
right
mean-
through.
I'll just like face plant into it, see what happens.
So Ketris moves about the room, and although he's got like the 4 cardinal points that that appear to be the other mages from the 5, he does find one, and he thinks that he says, I think this one leads to Asari.
What?
I'll mark it here for you. So the one with the orange circle there, he thinks that one is actually, he says that the rune bears an elvish resemblance, and he thinks it's Asari. He thinks that one will lead to Asari.
Yeah, we could just
How are you so
to our
sure?
destination if we can get through it.
He's never so Ketris like is clear. He's like, I've never seen waypoint stones before, and I'm not really sure if they send us there. I don't know that, unless there's a waypoint stone on the other end, I don't know that there's a way to come back. So we'll have to, if we're going to use these, perhaps we need to choose wisely.
Right.
Were we supposed to like grab all the stones from all the different wizard towers or something like that?
in theory, if there's 4 more,
Ketris,
where they would be.
Ketris believes that there are 4 others, that there are indeed 5 stones. However, there's been a fair amount of time. If all the stones fell at the same time, there's been a fair amount of time. And in the case of your stone, Ketris is like, the orcs were sent, like the orcs were waiting for the stone to fall. Chances are, wherever the other stones fell, there were similar guardians waiting for them.
Could be complicated regardless of what you choose to do. Be very complicated.
Are there any kind of like sundry items like flasks of oil or things like that maybe in Kyle's room?
You look around for things like that?
I do.
Okay. You don't find anything. You don't find any vials of oil or anything, but you do find some vials of ink. There's a number of writing utensils like quills and sand to dry out ink and that on the paper. There you find some parchment. And as you look around, you even find like a knocked over lectern under the stairs, like something that a book could have been placed on.
I'm taking some of your stuff.
That echoes up the tower a bit, and I'll say that like as the group that's sort of watching the steps and Lullaby is looking around this room, everyone hears from the south another what sounds like a building collapsing. This one sounds a little closer than. Maybe it's because you're near an open window, or maybe it's because you're up higher. You're not sure, but it sounds close compared to what you had heard when you were downstairs in the kitchen.
Let's force that waypoint. And the only other thing that we can do is continue to go up, see what's even further up. You can have a confrontation with Kyle. If he's out of the way, then we'll have nothing but time to go through that portal. I think those are really our viable options. I can't imagine us going back out into the sewers and then trying to make our way north. I think this is going to be our best bet.
I agree.
How do we want to like enforce, go after Kyle, like blast him with the Sunstone and Kyle, I mean.
If Lumen can't open it,
Can't get
then that's probably what we're going to have to do. Go
Only get it
make
partially
Kyle
open.
open it for us. Pardon me?
You can only get it partially open. It's like it's activated but still locked.
Then I guess we're going to go get Kyle.
I think that's an appropriate way to look at it. Like the Sunstone seems to have the power to open the waypoint stone, but there's like a lock on it that just is not allowing that extra.
Have the right
I think
password.
Kyle has the answer. So I suggest we go up. We can go under the guise of, I don't know, pretending like we're on the same team, and then we could just let him have it.
I'll pretend to be his friend.
Hey,
all I
can
can
we
say
rest?
is that not a
rest
single
up here?
person had better not be singing Kyle's mom's a bitch. That's all I can say. Don't.
Oh!
Kyle's mom's a bitch.
How
Great
can you
bitch.
really with that song?
Don't no one sing that. Now that I've said it, we're all humming
Did we give this room a good once over and make sure we can find like an extra, I don't know, weapons that could be an advantage in the oncoming fight?
So
Roll.
Lullaby has looked around and not found anything. You're welcome to look around as well, Finn, if you'd like.
Sure.
Brad too, maybe.
Why not?
But weather eye open.
Okay.
So sorry, what am I rolling here?
I'm just checking what checks. So you have a detect secret doors. So maybe
Okay.
give me a roll on that. You can even make a find trap check as well for me. And then Brad, you can do the same. You can give me a find traps and detect secret doors if you'd like. They're going to be a little bit down your character sheet.
It's taken a minute today.
Don't cry, Brad. It's okay.
My brain's working at like a Dell laptop speed at the moment.
Hey, maybe that's the problem.
That's an excellent comparison. Okay, so the two of you look about, and no, you don't really find anything.
Shocker.
Let's go upstairs.
Yeah.
Kyle.
Don't sing it.
Kyle!
Don't sing it.
Okay, so the group starts to make its way up the stairs. Who's leading the way up the steps?
I think I'm going to do it this time with my holy symbol out.
Okay, so Turner's
Shield up,
think
holy
that-
symbol out, getting ready to turn him in a second if I have to.
Yeah.
I'll follow, and I think Lumen should be pretty close behind too.
Okay.
My opinion.
When we get close to the top, I'll use the sunstone to cast Detect Invisible in case he's trying to hide from us.
Ooh, clever.
So
I think we should blast it out the window too and say, "Hey, up here, orcs, we got it."
as
We'll try to
you move up the interior of the tower, your stairs occasionally pass windows looking out the tower, and you can see that there is a massive number of fires to the south, campfires, buildings fires, and you can see the shadowy forms of orcs moving against this firelight, and sure enough, the orcs are pushing in to the city. There is also a number of war machines to the south,
There you go.
very big trebuchets and catapults, and they are flinging, it would seem that when they meet resistance in a certain number of buildings as they try to push further into the city, they have the war machines just bring the building down. So they're very close though now to the tower.
They're not going to knock this one down though.
No, you have noticed that probably not a single round from the war machines has hit Spellreach Tower. They are probably specifically avoiding hitting the tower itself. You think that the orcs have pushed far enough that you've maybe got another half an hour to an hour before the orcs are at the tower. The zombies, the zombie hordes have obviously been pushing against them for the last 2 days, but the orcs' numbers are surprisingly large. And you can see the bridge to the south that crosses the river as well, and it's still lit with fires, and you can see orcs crossing the bridge as you stand sort of almost at the summit of Spellreach Tower.
Okay, now's the time to act.
Yeah, I have to say so.
Okay, so you wind your way up and up and up, and as I say, it climbs about 60 feet here. When you sort of reach this chamber at the top, you are hundreds of feet above the streets of the city.
I'm the king of the world.
You gotta get it skilled, Brad.
So this is where we are now. So again, there are windows at the north, south, east, and west parts of this room. There is a very large round table in the center. It has carvings on it so that the table is drawn up into almost like a pie. Like there's little wedges heading out, and they the wedges all the way around. There is all kinds of writing on the table, but the table has sustained a great deal of damage. And there are 2 curtains in the room, and both are identical and show Clava herself on these massive tapestries with all kinds of.
Are they cape sized?
Are they what?
Cape.
No, they're probably
Cape
big for a cape.
sized?
This chamber probably has about a
Okay.
25 foot high ceiling, and they run the entire height of that. Massive depictions of Clava and all kinds of heraldic runes around her of the kingdoms that she has brought under her control. As you enter the room and sort of take this in, the black, smoky, shadowy form of Aikeon hovers sort of 10 feet up in the center of the room, and he wastes no time and begins an attack. So we're going to make an initiative check here. The first attack will be on whoever chose to go first, so that would be Turner. But we'll see if you guys can react before that. So let's do an initiative check.
No.
No,
I'm getting it first.
Kyle is going to go first. Let me just...
Dwayne.
Yeah, get Dwayne up here. I'm surprised Dwayne wasn't. You should have put Dwayne first. Come on, Dwayne.
Is there any way I can grab Dwayne and use him as human shield? No
Should
way.
have put Ketras first. That's give us some use.
Use your red shirt of absorption.
This is true. This is true. Okay. So, from one of his hands, a sickly green beam radiates down onto Turner. And if I can have Turner make, I'm pretty sure. Just a moment. I'm pretty sure it's a spell saving throw.
Yeah. The fact you went to the blue book and not the pink book has got me really, really worried.
No, because I made a note here on the stat block, and I'm just trying to find it.
Means it's at least level 3 or higher.
Bye-bye.
Oh, no, I apologize. This is not a spell. This is his... Yeah, here it is. I got it now. I have to actually roll to attack. You don't have to...
Oh, okay. Come on, armor.
That's why I couldn't find it. Okay. Armor class 17 does not hit.
No, it does not.
So the sickly green beam fires past you, over your shoulder, and out the window. You just narrowly sort of get yourself out of the way. Now, what would everyone else like to do? Movement-wise first. Let's talk about movement. So, what are we doing?
I just want to get up to where I can see, I think.
Yeah, me too.
Yep.
So everybody's going to come up the stairs into the room.
What's going on?
Turner, what are you doing? You're at the top of the steps, and Lullaby's right behind you.
I'm going to move up, but with shield up, move up, and I've got my holy symbol ready to try to cast Turn on it.
Okay, and he's floating above the table.
Yeah.
Okay? All right. And Lullaby, what are you doing? Because you're the second one up the steps.
Had my magic spear ready, so I'm going to get ready to throw it. And then once I throw it, I'll draw my longsword and engage in melee combat.
All right. So, is anyone else using ranged attacks?
Yeah, I'm gonna use my bow.
I'll use my bow too.
Okay. Anyone making a ranged attack, go ahead and do that for me. And then we'll go on to spells. And I think turning, does it say when turning goes? I think it goes during...
Don't know.
It's an
Wait,
ability.
sorry. What's the range? Short would be short for
Oh,
me?
you would be short. Everybody would be at short range. He's only maybe maybe 20 feet from you when you reach the top of the steps.
Okay. That last one I did as medium, so I'm gonna redo it as short.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay.
Nice. Armor class 0 definitely hits. And what did Brad roll? Armor class 14. That does not hit. Lullaby Spear. Are you throwing it, Lullaby? I think that's a yes.
Sorry.
That's okay. Okay, so let's check his armor class. All right, so Lullaby Spear does not hit its mark. Finn's arrow does. And Brad's arrow did not. Okay, so Finn, your arrow does 4? 4 damage? Okay.
Take that, Kyle.
Take that, Kyle.
Really got on his bad side right at the start.
My nemesis.
This guy's our enemy.
You're like, take it. Okay.
I created you, I will destroy you.
You became the very thing you swore to destroy.
You're not gonna go like, Kyle, I am your father, are you?
Yeah, okay, so the arrow hits Kyle and passes right through him, seeming to cause no damage.
Damn it. We're screwed. Get back down the stairs.
You need magic.
Any spells being cast? Lumen?
I'm gonna use my fancy rock and
Okay.
shoot a radiant beam at him.
A radiant beam. So he has to make a saving throw for that.
Yeah.
Versus spells. He failed. He horribly failed. He rolled a 1. So give me 4d4 radiant damage. Very nice. So the beam fires out, and it seems to connect.
11.
So it hits, and it has a very obvious effect on him. Like, you hear him screech in pain, and sort of the dark shadows actually look like they're getting eaten by the light as the light spreads across his form. And Mealy, let's do the turn now. I think that's all we have left, right? Everybody's gone except turn.
Don't I get to do a turn spell on him now?
Yeah, let's do
that. Go left.
No, let's do your turn effect now. So
Okay.
roll turn undead.
Holding up my holy symbol of Captain America.
Do.
You turn him.
Got an octopus, you got
Canadian
Captain
version.
America, it's good night.
And what do I do? Did I turn him?
Chance to turn. So you rolled a 6 for that.
Yeah.
And which I don't think is high enough, because I think your chance to turn skeletons or zombies is a 7, if I remember correctly.
Yeah. I don't know.
No, I'm just jumping to your table here now. You're a 2nd level cleric, right?
Yep.
Yeah, so a roll of a 6 doesn't turn anything, unfortunately. So no effect.
0 effect. Oh well. So
You hold
so
up
much
your
for Avengers
you
Assemble.
hold up your symbol and nothing. Okay. Who do we have here now? We have a new initiative round, I think, right? Everybody's gone?
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. The party gets to react again.
We go.
Winning initiative. Handedly. So, movement. Is anyone changing their movement? So, right now, no one is in melee with X Kyle. He's hovering above the table. The closest is probably Turner, who has his holy symbol raised, and Lullaby through his spear, not far away. So, anybody moving into melee with him, or moving to somewhere different in the room. I assume everyone is kind of just at the top of the stairs in this kind of area here.
I'm gonna move into melee range if I can, so I can hit him with my mace since that's
Same.
magical.
I
Okay.
wanna
Draw my sword.
I want to sneak this way and hide behind the curtain.
Okay, so Finn's gonna slip away to a curtain. Lullaby and Turner are climbing up onto the table to attack. Okay.
Yep.
It is a big, heavy wooden table. It's not. You don't need to worry. Like, it's not going anywhere. Sorry. What are you doing, Lumen?
I'm just gonna step back into this like window well, so I'm a little bit like, I don't know, protected.
Okay. So you step
No,
back.
that's a good idea.
You step back in the window well, and where is Brad holding his ground?
I'm gonna actually go up on the table and try to get into melee range.
Okay. All right.
It's a party on the table.
It's go time. It's go time. All right.
Let's tell Dwayne to guard the. Dwayne should guard the stairs.
Do you want Dwayne to attack with his bow this turn?
No, Dwayne should get Tetris up here because we might need his magic.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's do that then. So I'm gonna say Ketris comes to the top of the steps, and I will have him cast a spell this round. So let's start with anybody making ranged attacks can go ahead. Any ranged attacks? Brad, maybe with bow. Oh no, you got up on the table. So I think there are no ranged attacks this round, unless Finn's just hiding behind the curtain, right?
I'll throw a frying pan before I make my way over there.
Nice. Give us a roll. Just use your bow, because it would use all the same bonuses.
All the same bonuses. Well, I know my bow didn't work. You know, you never know. Could be a magical pot.
Maybe it's allergic to iron.
Maybe it's allergic to iron.
That would be awesome, but he's not.
Yeah, I figured.
So the pot right through him and clanks off the wall on the far side.
Maybe it had some silver filigree.
Yes, on the pot. That would be great. Okay, spells?
I might try the radiant beam again if I can.
Okay. Do your radiant beam. I'll make the saving throw here for poor X Kyle. He failed again.
Yes.
Nice.
Our greatest weapon.
Another good roll.
Ooh.
Whoa, look at all those fours. 4, 4, 4.
Yeah, Kyle's got a little bit of a hot bum right now.
Yeah, I'm going to say that blows right through him. Like, puts a big hole through him. The beam just breaks through all that shadow and mist. And he's not dead, but cries out in a great deal of pain. And we're going to say that Ketris is going to cast Magic Missile.
Nice.
Magic Missile. I will say, though, that this... Magic Missile. So that automatically hits, and it does a d6 plus 1. He's not high enough for a second missile, so 4 plus 1, 5. Okay, so that little bit of energy strikes out and hits X-Kyle as well. That's another 17. Ooh. Okay. Melee attackers.
Well, I'm hitting him with my mace.
Yes, you are. But you don't hit.
That wasn't me, that was Brad.
Oh, Brad misses. Swipes and misses.
Okay. Where is my mace?
Lullaby swings with his sword and misses.
Dang it.
We're doing really
Yeah.
good.
Oh man, he must have a AC.
Top team.
Doesn't even tickle him.
Turner, did we find the mace? We found the mace?
Yeah, found it. Yeah, found armor class 2.
The mace connects.
Oh, that's
Yes.
awesome.
And Turner, as your mace connects, He cries out as he dissipates. You just shatter you feel it connect with something in that darkness, and the shadows just shatter. And as he's dissipating, he cries out that the doors will remain sealed without me.
Oh my gosh.
What?
And
Bring it
then
back.
We're gonna figure it out.
and then an ashy, sort of blackened dagger drops from his body and like lands right in the center of the table amongst the three of you. Blade down, so it just funk, and it's smoking.
Maybe
I
that's
bet
the key.
that's the key. I'm gonna go
Don't
big time.
touch
That's
that
the
right
key.
now.
Don't
I
touch
got gloves on. I'll grab it. I got gloves on. I'll grab it. I think I'm gonna hand it to Lumen. I think this is probably the key to get us through those gates.
Turner, you gonna grab it?
Yeah, I got gloves on. I can do that.
Can you make a death saving throw for me?
Yes, I can. Oh no. There she be. Come on, don't
Now,
die.
Gustwind
Don't die. Oh, it's a failure.
It's a
Oh,
failure.
oh.
So Turner, can you reduce your experience points so you're only first level again? As
No.
the blade drains your life essence and you lose a level.
Even though I had gloves on. Oh
Yes,
my goodness.
a level drain, and you feel your life force just drain out of you, and you're I believe by the rules you're like 1 XP beneath the whatever you need for second level. You'd be first level again though.
Okay.
You feel the power of tear leave you as like the blade just drains away your life.
That means I've lost my ability to cast spells. Oh no, we don't have anyone that can heal anybody. Oh no.
That's correct.
Oh
Oh,
no.
Oh.
That's okay. If a level 1 character had done it, they would be dead. There was no check. They just die.
Maybe we ought not touch this damn thing.
So, for those that don't know, this is something that was removed from Dungeons and Dragons in later editions. This level drain ability, but in lower levels like this, like there's creatures that drain 1-2 levels from you just from hitting you. So the blade has had that sort of
The
effect
wraith.
here. Yeah, wraith, specters. Yeah.
Yeah, they kind of transition that to like draining your HP
Or your
permanently.
permanent HP. That's right. Yeah.
Your maximum,
Oh my god, I'm down.
what vampires can do.
Yeah.
So I had 6 hit points, but I was level 2, so that means I'd go back down to a.
Well, what was
My
your
max hit points as level 2 was 10, so I'm back down to 5. That's what I originally had when I was a 5.
Yeah, that's correct.
So that means how many hit points would I have lost to balance that out?
Well, were you wounded?
I had 6 hit points going into this.
You had 6 of 10?
6 of 10. So now that I'm down to 5, would that be 3 of 5 then?
No, let's say you have 4.
Okay.
4 of a possible 5.
Okay.
And as the dagger sits there on the table, this sort of gray, ashy smoke continues to fall off it, and it rolls across the tabletop and then off the edges of the table.
who wants to go next and grab it?
I ain't touching that.
Yeah, maybe we ought not touch that.
Turner, did you want to do something with the blade? I mean, you did grab it. If you wanted to do something with it, as you felt it draining your life energy out of you, I think I'd allow that.
Unlock the doors. Yeah, let's go try to unlock the doors then with it. Go and try to unlock the gate since I'm holding the stupid thing.
You're gonna head back down the stairs?
Yeah, let's see if we can try to. I think it's the key to unlocking that gate. That's what I think it is.
So, I will tell you that Turner doesn't think he can make it that far. Like the pain is coming in waves.
Oh, it's too.
You'll have to make another. If you'd like to carry it down there, you're welcome to, but you will have to make another death save.
No, we're not doing that again.
I tried to shoot
Just kick it.
dagger with the radiant beam.
Sure, go right ahead.
Like, pure
Sure.
Go right ahead. I'll hold it up like
It's nice
this. and
knowing
you
you,
give it a shot.
everybody.
Okay, so
Give it a little chuck
Turner
in the
pulls
air.
the dagger. Turner pulls the dagger out, holds it up, and Lumen blasts it with the light beam.
No.
What could possibly go wrong? Do it! Hurry up! I gotta drop this thing before I lose a level. Hurry up!
I did it.
I hide behind the curtain.
I'm gonna say that
Credits start rolling.
the blade in your hand bursts into flames, Turner, and it's burning.
Okay, I'm gonna have to drop. Does it change this thing? Do I still feel
No,
the incredible?
you still feel like your essence, your life force being pulled through you and into that dagger. But it's on fire. It's burning.
Stop it.
What's that? Drop it?
Traveling, it's hot.
Yes.
Wait a minute. Where am I in reference to that? To where the gates are?
60
run.
feet up on another floor. 100
Yeah,
feet
you
Anyway,
got-
chuck it down the stairs to where the
Do you want to do that?
it wouldn't make.
It would.
Yeah, I'm gonna try that.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm gonna say just for the sake of a split action decision here, you throw it down and it tumbles, and it's burning the whole way, and you hear it clatter on the floor down below, in the room where that one bookcase and the sort of the shattered bed was and everything.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think we should hustle down this. Someone who's really smart at looking for things that are. We should stay up here and look for any other key sort of thing. But I think we're gonna hustle down to try to grab, but get ready to figure something out. Well, I don't want anyone to grab it down there.
Why don't we push it into the room with my 10-foot pole and push it up against the stone? Yeah.
We'll try it.
If there's
Chopsticks.
anything significant about this table,
So as you
you
look,
said there's writing all over it.
yes. So as you look at the table, it's basically it's very ornate, and there are wedges. 12 wedges all the way around the table. And the table does have a border carved into it, and everything. And there is writing in those wedges. There is a word written in each of the wedges. However, the table has been really, really heavily damaged, and much of the writing is no longer legible.
Or the door
How about the-
that I tried to open, that 12 o'clock.
The 12 o'clock door.
If I look at that wedge of the table, can I try to read the word or the writing on it?
Sure. Give me a. I'd like you just to roll a percentile dice for me.
We should see if the one that leads to the Elven area is visible. That might be the way we try to go.
Yep.
Okay. You could make a guess at what it says, but you're not sure. It's arcane script. You do think these are activation words. But the one at for the 12 o'clock stone, you can't make out through the damage to the table. You're not sure on a few letters, and it could change the pronunciation. And Lumen doesn't think she can. You could chance. I will tell you this. So there is a depending on which one you're reading, there is a small % chance of you being able to read what it says through the damage. This one you didn't miss by much, so you could try to activate with the words that you think you know, but there's no guarantee that they're correct. And you don't know what the ramifications for getting one wrong would be.
I also
Let's.
check the Elvish one and see if that one's clearer.
Yep. Can you give me
I'm
a
gonna.
D100 for that as well? And then we'll get to someone else. So go ahead, Lumen. Give me another D100 on the Elvish. Yes. You read out. You can clearly make out this. You needed 15, so you can clearly make out the script on that password. So you think you've got the password for the door that Ketris thought led to Asari.
That's the one we wanted.
Let's do it.
Let's go.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll
So Lumen quickly says it a couple times to commit it to her memory.
Yeah.
Someone else wanted to say something while I was talking to Emily. So who? Sorry, I missed who it was though.
It was me, and I just wanted to lend, since I speak Elvish, I was gonna
Oh,
try
okay.
to help her. Yeah.
Yeah.
But if she has it, then there's no need to help.
All right. So with that password in mind, everyone clambers down the stairs and arrives at the base of the steps here. The dagger lies in the center in the center of the room, charred, burnt up by the sunbeam's power, but it's not rolling out smoke like it was upstairs, but you're still not sure if it's safe to touch or not. However, as you all reach the bottom of these stairs, you look upon a group of orcs gathered in the stone chamber.
Oh no.
They are there's a familiar odor on them, and you identify that they probably came here via the sewers. Okay.
Get back down, you fools! In Orcish.
Okay. So you yell, "Get back down, you fools!" They all look in the direction of the archway. There's 4 of them in total. Their weapons out and drawn, axes and blades. And then you hear in a very deep, growly voice, "Pay no attention to that voice." And it's in Orcish. And the large orc who you saw many moons ago atop his lizard ascends the steps from below and sort of comes into view in front of you, wielding a very large, great hammer.
Hammer
time.
Hammer time.
He looks in the direction of the archway and says, "You have something that belongs to me." And he's speaking. He begins to speak in common.
Someone kicked the dagger over.
That's what I was gonna say. You're right. We do. I'll slide the dagger over to him, but just kind of kick it with my pole. Slide it over to him. You win. Here's the key.
With your pole, you're playing hockey with the knife. You're like,
you know it, right?
Here's what you've been searching for, and kick it over.
You're right. You win. Here's the key. You've beaten us.
So you slide the blade over, and it stops in front of who you can only assume is Malgot, yeah. and he looks down at it, and just out of sheer greed, the closest orc to him reaches out and grabs the dagger, and as he picks it up, you see him begin to shake, and then he starts places that shouldn't bleed begin to bleed, and he convulses a few more times and then falls over, holding the dagger still in a very skeletal-like looking palm now.
I take a step forward,
and the other orcs just for one moment. The other orcs kind of laugh at that. They're very entertained that their friend just got fried like that.
I take a step forward, look the leader right in the eye, and go, "He was not worthy. Only a worthy follower can wield it to open the door. Prove it."
He grins at you, a big, toothy, tusky grin. His skin a little more gray than green, but definitely green pigment in there. And he just towers above the other orcs. He says, "I see the marks of the blade on you, cleric."
Clearly, I was not worthy. Only the worthy ones can hold it. That's why we surrender it to you.
Okay. he continues.
said.
He continues to smile.
All in your court, bitch.
He looks down at the dead orc. He says, "You know what we're here for, not this trinket.
Oh, clearly you're not worthy then.
We want the stone."
Just like murmuring the password to myself, like.
Don't forget the password. Don't forget.
Repeating the numbers in your head. 456, 456, 456.
I think
Or whatever
I think
the
before
Elvish word is.
I'm going to try to take a swing at the main guy.
Okay, I will let you do that. So, what are you using?
Before they get organized.
Yeah.
The +1 longsword.
Okay, and I want you, when it gives you the opportunity for the modifier, give yourself an extra +2 because they were not expecting the elf to lash out like that. Turner sort of got their attention, and he does not see you coming. Oh wow!
Holy smokes!
Please tell me he took his head off.
No, it did not do that.
Wouldn't that be awesome? Be good.
However, I'm going to say that it came very close to like his neck. Like there is a big cut across, sort of from his one collarbone to his other collarbone. Blood immediately apparent. He staggers back, and with that, I think we're just going to roll for initiative. So we have, just to be clear, we have Malgut, and we have 3 orcs remaining. And the party's going to go first. You've caught them totally off guard. Go ahead and who's moving? Basically, everyone is inside the archway except for Lullaby. I'm going to say he's just outside the archway, heads up, face to face with the orc. So who's moving, or who's?
Oh, I'm moving.
Not moving.
I need to ask a tactical question.
Yes.
The staircase is right over here. Is open, right?
Yes. Yes.
The big orc is here.
Yeah, he's sort of just in, like, yeah, in that area. He's in front of the steps.
How big is he? Say compared to me, I'm a normal human size and I'm in armor. How big is he?
He's probably a head above you. Like where his shoulder ends is your head.
And he just got hit and he's staggering back.
Yeah.
From this hit.
Absolutely.
I don't know what the rules are for this, but if I ran at him with everything I had and did a full body tackle, is there any way I could push him so he could almost go down the stairs? Or is that too far away?
No, you can do that.
I'm going to do that.
Okay.
Try to do a flying tackle.
Okay, so you're gonna charge at him and do that. So I am gonna let ranged attacks still go first. So there'll be like a volley back and forth maybe, but then you'll collide. I think I'll resolve your tackle like the first melee attack. Okay,
that's fair.
If anybody else is gonna do melee, so is there any other movement? Turner's charging into Malgot.
I would like to run directly towards the elvish stone.
Okay.
Me too, and I would also like to do a range attack.
All right. Sounds
I'll
good.
do a range
Now, there is an orc between you and the stone. So, do you want to make your ranged attack on that, like that orc, Finn, or are you attacking the big guy?
Yeah, let's do that orc.
That orc?
Yeah.
So if that orc dies, we'll say that Lumen reaches the stone. If that orc dies this turn, and otherwise that orc can attack Lumen this turn. Brad, you're attacking. Where are you attacking, Brad?
I'm gonna attack the one in between the stone.
Okay, so you're gonna try to clear Lumen's way as well.
Yeah.
And Lullaby? Did we lose Lullaby?
Right. It's pretty still.
We either lost him or he's in deep thought.
It's a statue.
Yeah.
That's real. That's real. No, I'm saying something that sounds slightly elvish. I don't know.
That's fine. I actually, in my notes here, I'm like, I'm not making up the names. I'll just describe them as like arcane gibberish, like words, and so you can make it into anything you want. Yeah, Sally Struthers.
You hear me now?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Lullaby. What is Lullaby doing? Like he hears Turner coming crashing up to tackle. So what would you like to do?
I'm gonna cast sleep on the 3 orcs that are at the stairs.
Nice. Okay. So ranged attacks first. Finn and Brad, go ahead and take your attacks on the. Oh, look at you both! You rolled fantastic.
Ooh.
Oh yeah. So this orc, the first arrow staggers him, and the second one finishes him, and down he goes. And Lumen just right by to the stone. And then Lullaby, you want to roll your sleep spell, or what do I have to roll for sleep? I think I have to roll for sleep. I'm gonna bring it up here right now.
You roll like dice for hit die or something like that?
I think that's maybe what it was.
Look, I hit the button on the thing, but I didn't put any of that stuff in there.
That's okay.
I don't have my book close by.
I've got mine here. I'm getting it. I'm just looking for it.
Sorry.
4+1 hit dice or less.
Boom. Sleep in
only one creature with 4+1 hit dice will be affected. Otherwise, the spell affects 2d8 hit dice of creatures. Okay. So give me roll 2d8 for me.
Boom.
So there's only 2 orcs left, Malgot and 2 others. And that's certainly, I just got to check on Malgot.
I think it's up to their hit. I think it's that many hit dice. So if they're
it's 9
both,
hit dice. But if they're more than 4+1 hit dice, it doesn't affect them.
Correct. So if those are both like 2nd level guys, I got them. If they're both 3rd level, I got them. Or 3 hit dice, rather.
Son of a bitch. I think it got them all.
Oh, wouldn't that be awesome?
It's one of the best
There's no
basic spells.
There's no saving throw, so okay, so the 2 orcs drop. I'm gonna say that Malgut gets drowsy and he's on his way down when Turner collides with him. Now,
good. That'll make it even easier to push down those stairs.
Turner, are you just sort of giving him a cross check, or are you tackling with him?
I'm doing full on spear tackle, like he's like he's the quarterback and he's got the ball.
All right. So give me an attack roll with something. Just to simulate this, not your +1 weapon. If you have something that's not a +1 weapon, because you wouldn't have the +1 bonus.
Okay, I'll just roll my mace, but won't add the +1 bonus to it.
Yeah, that's fine. Actually, you know what though? He's kind of falling asleep, so maybe leave the +1 bonus there. Do the mace +1 with an extra +1 bonus.
Okay, I'll do that again.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you rolled really well the first time. I don't want to take that away from you. Hey, host migration. Yeah,
let's stick with the first one.
We're totally gonna just take the first one because it was good. Okay, so you connect and there's surprisingly no resistance.
Good.
Push
him right to the stairs and knock him over.
He's pretty much out as you connect with him, and you tackle him into the stairs. I would like you to give me a dexterity check just to make sure that you don't tumble down the stairs now out of control.
I'm the least dexterous person we got here. I think I got 11, so I might be going down with them.
You trip over your shoelace.
Oh, it. Succeed, all right.
Success. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to roll this so everybody can see. there's a 50% chance, because remember, this once you get below sort of this floor, the stairs they don't have a railing or anything. So
I know, that's why I was thinking this.
So 50 or less, I'm going to say that Malgot's body tumbles over the edge and falls hundreds of feet to his obvious death. 51 or higher, he lands on the stairs. He will wake up, though, because I think the sleep spell doesn't...
He'll wake up.
I think the tumble on the stairs would wake him up. So here we go. 50, and we have an orc falling to his death. 51 or higher, and he manages to somehow land on the steps. Let's do this.
Lands on the steps. Gosh darn it.
So he tumbles down the first flight of steps, and hits the ground, and slowly starts to get up. And that is the turn. So let's now roll initiative again for the party. The party loses this time. So he gets up and looks at Turner. He no longer has his hammer because he fell asleep and dropped it up above. So he pulls 2 daggers out of his belt and charges Turner with his daggers. And we're going to make an attack roll here.
Shield up, and I'm going to bring it.
Could I have cast a spell on myself in that turn?
What?
Shield?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
And
why would you do
and
that?
if there's anyone doing a ranged attack, they can shoot down the stairs at him.
Oh, I'll do that.
Yeah,
Sorry,
absolutely. So he comes up. He hit an armor class 13, which is not enough. That doesn't make any sense. It says he rolled.
Oh, that might have been me by accident.
No. I'm looking at his.
Oh.
19.
Attack orc leader he hit an armor class 13. He missed me. I got armor class of 4.
I know. I'm just trying to interpret the numbers that are in there. It doesn't matter. He swings at you with his dagger, Turner, and misses. Brad. So now it's your guys' turn. So we have. What are we doing this turn? So Brad and Finn are shooting at Malgot, who's coming up the steps, I assume. Correct?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So as he sort of emerges from the steps to fight Turner, you guys shoot at him. Lullaby, what are you doing this turn?
I have my longsword out still, so I'm going to take a swipe at him.
Yep. Turner?
Hit him with my mace.
With mace?
Mama said knock him out.
Mama said knock you out.
Knock him out.
Lumen?
To blast someone with a radiant.
So we're turning all attacks on Malgut. Okay, good. I like this. Okay, so let's start with the ranged weapons. So, unfortunately, the short bow does not hit. But from Finn. Finn's 6 armor class is just a little too high, but Brad's arrow hits.
2 for 2 for Brad.
I know. Brad's a sharpshooter. It's the one eye, right?
You guys
no distractions. No distractions.
Easy to aim.
All right, let's do the spell now. So we're getting a spell here. He succeeded. So the radiant beam burns over his shoulder, does not connect, which leads us to Lullaby and Turner. Your guys' melee attacks, please.
I hit an armor class 0.
Nice, for 3 damage.
Yeah.
Working.
It's thinking about
I kind of taunt him and go, you should have ran.
I think I missed.
Armor class 11, you did miss, unfortunately. Okay, so
Actually, no, I'm going to say, this is for the caravan when I hit him.
Do you say? Oh, nice.
Yeah, this is for the caravan.
Let's see now. I think we're back to initiative, right?
Yeah.
Because he went. Yep. Everybody's taking their turn. He goes again.
Oof.
He missed. Hooray.
He's got such good bonuses. I don't know how he's missing.
Was he trying to hit?
It's probably me because I'm melting off to him. I tackled him.
Yeah, he rolled a.
I think he rolled another 19.
No, 19 is his Thaco. 19 is his Thaco.
Okay.
So he rolled a 3. And he's an orc. He's an orc chieftain, so he gets a +2 modifier. So his total was a 5, which is only armor class 14. That makes sense. The math is kind of hard to read here, but we're getting it. We're getting it. Okay. So he swings with his daggers at Turner again and misses. So anybody wants to reposition with movement, go ahead and let me know. Otherwise, we can go right to ranged attacks again.
I'd like to do ranged attack again.
I would like to ranged attack. I would like to
I would like to range.
I would like to range.
Like the ranger him immediately.
Armor class -4. That's awesome. Whoever shot that.
Holy.
Oh,
that's
a critical
that armor class
roll.
-4 was a crit.
I would like to range.
I would like to range. So that goes to max damage. That's 6 + 1. That's actually 7.
Oh.
And then Brad hitting armor class -2.
Oh yeah.
It's another good one. Damn.
Good night.
He's staggered. He's staggering. Any spells being cast? Lumen, are you shooting your light beam again? Do I have to make a saving throw? Was that a yes?
Yes, yes.
Yes, yes. Do it. Do it now. He saved again.
Dang nabbit.
Almost
Dad,
like he.
still.
Oh, he's like, this is what I must do. Okay. Melee attacks.
I keep yelling to myself. That's real. That's real.
Don't forget the word. Don't forget the word.
Password.
Okay, Lullaby and Turner, it's your guys' turn. Because I assume the two of you are meleeing again.
Oh, for sure. This is for Gerald. Oh, how can I miss?
You must not like Gerald very much.
No. Damn it.
What the heck?
It'll get there. Just -2.
Boom.
Nice.
Ooh.
For 6
I see.
damage.
I sing lullaby and good night. Close your big bloodshot eyes.
Nice. So, and sure enough, you that's the finishing blow there, Lullaby. So you sing a little song to him, and then your sword strikes true. He drops to his knees and then sort of slumps against this pillar that the stairs are attached to.
I yell out in Orcish as loud as I can. That's what you get.
And there's 2 orcs sleeping in the room as well.
Now we got a coup de grace those guys.
Yeah,
big
could
time.
have grabbed them.
You finished them off.
Yeah.
Okay.
Once again, I look over at Tetris. Thanks for all your help, buddy. Really appreciate it.
Oh crap, catchers.
The real MVP.
Ketchers and Dwayne are holding one another. They're like,
You're playing Go Fish in the corner.
The catches in Dwayne's arms,
New romance
like
is
Scooby Doo
born out.
style.
Ketchers and Dwayne are just like,
I should
Is it
set this
done?
in Dwayne.
Ketchers and Dwayne. I think this could be our next great love affair of this adventure.
I ship it.
Yep.
I
Ship
ship
it
it. Okay, so the orcs are down, and you can hear a battering ram or some other large implement hitting the doors of the tower below.
I'm gonna start trying to open the stone. The word that I keep saying to myself.
No, let's try to open that door and get out of here.
So Lumen, you put the sunstone against the stone, and the whole surface of the stone goes liquidy, sort of glassy, wet again. But this time you have the keyword, and as you speak the keyword, the center of this stone that watery blackness just begins to almost, there's like this perfect line that cuts right down all of it, and it just begins to separate. And as it's separating, you are looking through a doorway into a forest, and you can recognize some of those massive elven trees we talked about before. And just beyond these trees, you can see a city nestled onto the coastline with elven architecture, very, very slender, smooth architecture, and a few boats even coming into harbor just under the light of the moons, the 3 moons. And this blackness pushes back until it's the full width of the 5 feet of the stone. And there's this opening leading to a forest.
I'm gonna take a
That's
deep
what I'm
breath and
talking
step
about.
through. I'm going.
Okay, so you take a deep breath and you step through, and as you step through, you feel you actually have to push a little bit as you walk, as you feel yourself push through that bit of stone until you step out and you're on a hilltop, just as I described. You're at a forest edge, and below you can see a great elven city laid out there on the coast with boats coming in and out of the harbor. You guys that are in the tower still can see that Lumen has stepped through and she's now in this other place. As Lumen sort of takes a breath and looks about, I mean, there's no smell of death here like there is in the Cursed City. There's no sound of the orcs. There's nothing. And when you look back, there is no door. There is no opening to your friends. It's just this hilltop that you're standing on.
Wow.
Is anyone else stepping through?
I'm just gonna grab everybody. Start going for the portal. I'm gonna start pushing everyone towards the portal.
Before
The stone in the doorway behind me.
before that happens, I'm grabbing up all of the Orcs' weapons, his daggers, his hammer.
Okay.
You probably had a
Just,
nice hammer, yeah.
And then if he has anything, I'm gonna, I'm not afraid to loot a body. So
Okay, you check
come
him.
here, help, hurry up.
You check him over quickly, and there's his large 2-handed hammer. There are his 2 daggers, and there is a coin purse on his belt, a pouch with some coins, and there is also an ominous sack with a red bloodied stain hanging from the back of his belt.
I'm gonna grab that.
Quite large.
I mean, I'm not gonna open it. I mean, this is like Brad Pitt in 7. What's in the bag?
Yeah, we already know what's in the
I
bag.
already know what's
So
in the bag.
who's stepping through second? Well, Lullaby's going through the belongings of Malgod.
I'm gonna be the last one through. I'll be the last one through.
I'll be second. I was kind of hanging out in the area.
So Finn, you push through, and like I said, there is some resistance as you sort of push through the stone, and then pop, you find yourself beside Lumen on the hill. Finn literally just appears out of nowhere, like thin air. Just he's not there, and then he's there. And then Brad follows suit through as well. So just Turner and Lullaby. Lullaby's got just about everything. When you hear a door give way downstairs, it sort of crumbles in on itself. And also, the black lines of the stone on the edges appear and begin moving inward.
Yeah, I'm grabbing Tetris and Dwayne, pushing them through too.
I'm right behind you.
Get everyone in. I'll be the last guy through. Everyone go.
Okay.
Imagine that I've got like everything in my arms, kind of like wrapped up, and I'm like
and crashing through. Ketris and Dwayne go through. Everybody's finding themselves on this hill with Lumen and the others. Turner, your friends are through. The thing is almost sealed. You're gonna have to kind of turn sideways and
the kind of hand solo thing and like duck and dive through.
Yeah, and you can hear orcish voices echoing up through the tower as you push your way through, and everyone finds themselves on that hill overlooking this elvish city. We're just gonna...
Wowzer. I'm just gonna lay in the grass for a minute. I'm gonna take a minute.
We're gonna take a chill pill.
I'm just gonna relax.
Yeah, everybody just... So here's where we were at the ruined city.
Right.
And I mean, there's no way for the party to know this for sure, but we're way up here now.
Ooh.
We made it.
Okay.
I mean, this is so peaceful.
Yeah, there's like as you're all sort of standing amongst these massive trees, and you're at the edge of the forest. You can see this city below. There's no you look over your shoulder. There's no sign of a threat anywhere, and there's just a little bit of peace. And you know the city's still far enough away that it's like there's not a lot of noise or anything, and there's just sort of a quiet moment for everyone to take a breath here.
As a player, I'm relieved. Like I feel like the stress like falling off my shoulders. Holy cow!
So Ketris says, "This is Pearlgate, friends. This was our final destination. We finally made it." And then, sort of the thought that there's some people missing, sinks into him, and Dwayne, just silent fascination with the Elven City, has obviously never seen anything like this.
I want to know what's in that bag, but I'm not going to actually.
Oh, I'm afraid. I think I know whose heads they are.
At it.
I can do that. I mean, I'll steel myself against the possibility that it's people that we know, and I'll take a peek in the bag.
So you take a deep breath, Lullaby.
Can't get any worse. Yeah.
You open the top of the bag. Maybe there's some relief when you see the head that lies within. It's not one of your friends from the caravan. It is the head of the mayor of Marston. And although maybe not a close friend, it does sort of lay the ill omen that the town must have fallen if his head is in the bag here.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what the rights for humans are for this sort of thing. So I'm gonna mention to Turner, it's.
I'll take the mayor's head. I'll take it out back, bury it, and give it its last rites.
Okay.
In the backyard.
Yeah. Well, around the forest, I can do that.
Next to my dog.
So this I did not think we would get here tonight, but we're here. This brings us to sort of the end of this part of the tale.
This arc.
The five of you, follow Ketris down into Pearlgate, and you are greeted by the Asarian elves. You learn that their ability to leave Aikeon for safety has been exaggerated somewhat. The elves have found a safe place, a continent that the five had no rule upon, but it too suffers under the changes that have occurred to Aikeon. So even though it may be is an unblemished continent with sort of no contact ever with the five, it's certainly not a total safe haven. The elves and the Order of the Phoenix that are here take great care with Lumen over the days that follow her journey here, and you learn that your fate is now attached to that stone, that they don't know of a way to remove it from you. which means that whatever fate the stones have, Lumen now has. You also know that the elves have learned that there are indeed 5 stones that fell from the sky, and there is talk that the Star Shrine, an elven temple out on the Isles, not far from Pearl Gate, have been trying to track the falling locations of the sunstones that came to Aikeon. What do you think you have an opportunity here to sort of write out what your character sort of does in the time that comes. The elves have sort of allied themselves with the Phoenix Order, and there are expeditions preparing to leave Pearlgate to try and find the other stones. So that has sort of been put into motion. The fate of your friends in the swamp to the south, though, is also an unknown quantity. So an unknown mystery, not quantity, an unknown mystery. So you tell me, what do you think your characters do? This is your opportunity to kind of just put a button on whether they would continue to pursue the Sunstones. Would they go to find their friends? Would they say, to hell with this, I'm I'm done? You
characters as a party, or just as our characters? Like,
well, you tell me. Does the party think they would stay together and follow Lumen? Would Lumen be willing to work with the Phoenix Order and the elves to try to find the other stones? Like, you tell me. Maybe let's just go around the table and everybody can sort of put their little button on their character. So what do we see Lumen doing in the days that come?
I think she would definitely feel that responsibility that she needs to help find the rest of these stones, especially if having one helps find the others in some way. I think secretly she would be doing some sort of magical research to see if she could, like, figure out where her sister is and what happened to her. Like, trying to figure out divination magic to search her out, see if she can find her in the process of finding the Sunstones.
I like that. Does anyone else want to jump in on this? If someone else would like to go?
For Lullaby, I think I would probably try to stick with the party. At my role, I want to try to I don't know, be an agent for the elves and the Order of the Eagle, but use my kind of like my, I don't know, my alter ego as an orc as an orc clava thing somehow, to either put the orcs off the scent, or to be to deceive them somehow, or to a counterintelligence guy.
A spy.
Yeah.
I like that idea.
Kind of. If maybe I could find some magic that'll would help me change my appearance or something like that. So, I'm proud of my elven heritage, but could appear as an orc every now and then if I felt like it. That would be pretty awesome.
I think that's a cool idea. Anyone else want to go? Does Finn get paid? Does Finn get paid?
No.
Yeah, I give him the orcs pouch, just in whole. Whatever's in there.
I've been with us 4 days, so what's 4 times 6? Here's your 24 gold. Have fun. Don't spend it all in one place, buddy. Yeah. Don't spend it all in one place.
Hey, he overcharged you guys.
Here's the most money
he's ever seen in his life.
Because you're a nice guy.
Okay, Finn, you got your payment. Maybe a little extra. Maybe the orc's pouch had like 30 gold in it.
Yeah, well, Finn's feeling pretty good about the money he's making. If the party's willing to keep up with him, then I think he's going to stick around, simply because of the fact that he kind of realizes that his home is probably gone, and his chances is, well, his best bet is probably to stick with the party versus going back to a orc infested city. Seeing the
think-
mayor's head isn't doing him any favors either.
It
so.
doesn't bode well.
No, it does
bode
not.
well.
Does not bode well. He's not too bummed. He didn't really have any like close family. He's kind of a recluse, but yeah, I don't think he'd want to go back by himself.
Nice. Turner or Brad, who wants to go next?
Old ladies first, always.
Oh, as always, Brad's not really sure what's going on, but he sees everyone's moving forward, so he's gonna keep forward because what does he know?
What about Millie?
Well, she wasn't invited anyway.
True.
They'll meet again.
True. Okay, fair enough.
Don't worry about me,
hopeful.
babe.
Don't worry about it, babe.
Don't worry about me, babe.
Millie's
Wasn't invited anyway.
joined some, Scientology cult of the eagle. And
Not a cute look.
yeah.
Turner's
Turner?
got two questions. Like, Turner would be doing one of two things. He's either going to go with the party, like to join Lumen to go find the rest of the stones and put this down, or if he finds out that they're going to be bringing in more people to try to get them to that island, he'll go back with those parties to go back and help bring more people as per his order, which is escort the caravans. That
Cool.
was what he would be doing. One of the two, whatever one he felt would be help out the most.
I think that's very appropriate. So I just want to thank everybody that's been along for the ride. Originally this was like a shout out on Instagram. I forget why we even started this now, other than we were just.
I think there's an Instagram post, and we all like
There was
commented it.
There was an Instagram post. I can't remember whether we did the Instagram post because we had hit a certain number of followers. I think it was maybe when we hit 1,500 followers we did it or something, and we threw a shout out. There was actually quite a few people that responded. I think we had about a dozen of people that responded. We just picked these lucky 5, and then we played through some basic. I really like the basic rules. I would say that if anybody has been watching along, this is maybe not a total 100% representation of Basic Dungeons and Dragons, in that we played with a couple special rules for deaths and occurring. On top of that, I think we played a fairly heavy story-driven game, and I think you would have found that back in the day, someone who was playing this was really just dungeon delving and kicking the crap out of bad guys and monsters, and maybe not quite having as much story, but I hope you enjoyed it all the same. I would love to revisit Aikeon at some point to find out, what happened to the other 4 stones. DM secret, I don't know. I didn't bother writing what happened to those other 4 stones. I just worried about this. Originally, our little campaign here was only supposed to be 3 sessions, and we were supposed to, basically those 3 sessions were supposed to be like find the stone in the mountain on top of the hill, go off to the cursed city, and then climb the spire and get the teleportation from the spire onto the whole Marston part was added, and we ended up doing a lot more extra little role playing along the way. So I hope everybody enjoyed themselves. I certainly appreciated that, and I thought we weren't going to get through tonight because we started late, but you guys were really on track tonight. So bravo to you guys.
Hey, for us.
Yay. Yay.
What
But also, I'm sad.
I know, I'm kind of upset.
does
Yeah.
what
We're gonna
was
play again.
what
We
was
just smashed
what
that
was
orc
everyone's
fight way
gut
too
check
quickly.
about what was everyone's gut feeling about basic? Did it feel horribly different from 5th? Did it feel like
It felt better than 5th, to be quite honest with
for
you.
yourself?
You agree with I
Yeah.
think it felt better as someone that's only ever played 5th before. Maybe it's just your DM style is really good, but I felt a lot more comfortable in this system.
Yeah.
I think there's
The only
more
thing I didn't like,
ability.
the one thing I like about the other editions is that they got rid of Thaco. Because we kept getting ourselves, well, I rolled this and because doing the reverse math.
Yeah.
Other than that, I loved combat was quick. We rolled group initiative, and it goes in this order. Who's moving? Who's doing spells and missile weapons? Who's hitting? I love that. It was so quick, and it was not like, well, I've got a bonus round for this, I got an extra round for that. Everyone had one thing to do, and that was it. I loved it. Plus, the
Combat
story
does
was
go
amazing, and the people,
fast.
you guys are awesome. I'll play with any one of you, anytime, any place, anywhere.
What was that, Emily?
I said combat does go much faster.
It does.
Basic. And I kind of there's something so freeing about like I don't have to like I don't know how to say it, like be anxious about making sure I pick exactly the right character with exactly the right name and exactly the right backstory. Stats decide kind of everything.
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of nice to not know what character you're going to play. There's something
freeing.
fun about it.
And the cool thing about that, in my experience, is the players that lock themselves into a specific archetype, right? So, like when I started playing 2E, I was always like the half elven ranger. I played that type of character all the time, and I get people like, "Oh, I'm the dwarven cleric," and I'm the so and so. If you roll, you don't always get the pick. I mean, it kind of picks it for you, and I think that changes, your role in the party. I think it changes the party dynamic. If you don't have anybody that rolls up a good thief, and you got 4 magic users, that changes the type of game you play.
Yeah.
So
I'd have never played a cleric.
Good.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Oh,
I would have never
played
played a cleric.
There you go.
I do not like clerics at all.
I thought you did great.
Oh,
Yeah,
thank
you
you. I
felt
winged as
natural.
fast as I could, but I'm more of a fighter or a thief, one of those type roles that I would have rather played.
One of the things that sticks out to me as a difference between sort of 5th edition and this and earlier editions, but specifically this edition, I think it was Merrick that said it. It was the session. It was the session where the orcs took a portion of the caravan and ran off with them. And I think you said, Merrick, that night that had this been a 5th edition adventure, you would have totally pursued those orcs regardless.
Big time.
We tried for a little bit, and it just stopped being. I mean, the first or basic characters are really fragile.
Yeah.
There's sort of I think that would be my biggest. I think that's if someone were to ask me, like, tell me the difference between a 5th edition game and your basic game, I think at least at first level, the characters in 5th edition have more ability to survive, and like a long rest regenerates all hit points, and you're ready to go again. Whereas here, 0 means death. With our rules, a little different, but 0 means death, and on top of that, you just don't have the ability to bounce back from a lot of damage. You kind of have to.
Right, and you play real cautious, or you learn to, and that doesn't translate very well to 5th edition sometimes, right?
No.
So if you play super cautious and you're playing 5th edition, and you're like, okay, I check every foot, I'm checking for a trap because a 10-foot fall will kill me. Where in 5th edition, it's like, no, I vault over that, and I use my acrobatics. And
yeah, I thought it was really interesting
survive
how often the 5 of you chose caution over sort of just charging in. I also think when your turn comes around, it's a lot simpler in this edition to decide what you're going to do, because there are no abilities to pull on or anything really. It's just like you can attack, you can cast a spell, and there you have it. So yeah, we played. This is actually referred to as Moldvay Basic for anyone that's wondering. Basic Expert. There was sort of these 2 books published under this system. This would then lead to another red box, which was Frank Metzner's version, which I'm sure you've seen if you've seen old school D&D. It's a red box with a dragon and a fighter on the front. And then that led to the blue box, which was the Expert Edition. And they revised some of the stuff that's here. And then they went a bit then the sky got to be the limit. The system really leveled up. There are things like this published now. This is called Lamentations of the Flame Princess, which is basically these rules with a few modernizations. It uses Ascending armor class as opposed to the Thaco armor class. And there's a few other things that this system does that just sort of revised, but the guts of the system is still here. and this is sort of a dark horror setting if you're just going to play it as is. So I don't know that Lamentations is necessarily for everyone, but I think Lamentations of the Flame Princess shows what you could do with these rules if you just want to house rule in some modern stuff like armor class and that. So anyway, we're gonna wrap it there because we're over our usual end time. Whether we'll return to Aikeon at another time, I don't know. We'll see. There's some thoughts we've mulled around about doing more and finding the other sunstones. And yeah, if you're interested in playing in an Old Men Rolling Dice game, you can always follow us on Instagram. And I have plans to run other games, but you know, I should mention maybe we're going to have a pretty cool announcement in the next week or two that we're going to throw out to everybody that's has to do with our streaming here. So there's a little bit of a change coming up, and we'll see how Aikeon maybe fits into all of that. So
your Dark Sun's on your platform.
I recently got the Dark Sun box set. Do you like that, John?
That's one of my favorite settings.
Yeah,
I've got miniatures for that game.
I'm really torn between Dark Sun and Dragonlance. Those two are like really.
I'm dying to play that.
Dragonlance.
I have never played Dragonlance. I just got out of D&D when that came out, and I've been reading that. I would love to play that. That looks awesome.
Well, there you go. I'm sure we can make something happen. Okay.
I would like to one quick note.
Absolutely.
Finn did not get hit at all.
No, he did not.
Not a single point of damage. Even through the spider fight. Not a single point of damage.
Oh crap! Do you know what?
Hands, man. Best armor ever.
There you go. If anyone's like,
with my spear.
If anybody's wondering,
helmet.
I totally forgot tonight about the poison that was in effect.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh
yeah.
Redo.
It was going to mean bad things for the party, but we'll just pretend that their bodies overcame that bit of poison.
Sweat it out.
Because sometimes DMs make mistakes. So if you're like, wait a minute, in the episode before, Lullaby kept having dizzy episodes and falling down. And then Brad was going to start not feeling so well as well. Yeah,
it's my elven blood.
You can't win them all, right? You can't.
And Brad's blind luck.
Yep.
Yeah.
As we walk up into the sunset, we just drop dead via the
Dwayne had an antidote. Dwayne had an antidote.
Maybe Dwayne had an antidote. I like that idea. Anyways, I will think.
Yeah.
I'll thank all my players again one last time, and as I grow older and have kids and family, time has become more and more valuable to me. So I appreciate you guys for giving up your time to come and play here with me and our viewers and just I really appreciate that. Time is so valuable. As if you don't realize that, I promise you at some point in your life you're going to come to realize how valuable just simple time is. And that'll wrap things up here for Aikeon, and we'll see you in a couple weeks. Who knows what we'll be doing. See you, everybody.
Right.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.